Dr. Kalumba, it's a privilege to have you this morning. Can you tell our audience in the United Kingdom, what are you doing here today?
I think let me just say we have 8 days of very hard work.
Yes.
This is our 3rd day. We are meeting as Zambian nationals across the board.
Yes.
Some, as you see, from the diaspora.
Yes.
Others from different provinces.
Yes.
I am coming in as a chairperson of the Luapula delegation. I chair the Luapula conference on the Constitution.
Yes.
We are here to harmonize the different views that were collected from various parts of the country through the district conferences, the provincial conferences, and of course the work of the technical committee on the Constitution. We are trying to harmonize these ideas so that we can come up with a constitution that meets the aspirations of the Zambian people.
And on the question of the constitutions, previously we had the NCC.
That's right.
Yeah. And we have had other constitutions. I mean, from our point of view, from understanding this, Zambia has spent quite a lot of money.
That's right.
On this kind of projects.
That's right.
How confident are you that this constitution will reflect the wishes of the Zambian people, and that the money that's being spent today will be worthwhile?
Well, I'm confident to a certain extent that since the mandate of the technical committee was not to go and collect new ideas, but to bring together the contributions of Zambians across a long span of time in terms of history, from the Chona Commission, the Federal Constitution, the Chona Commission, the Mvunga Commission, the Manakati Commission, and the Mungamba Commission, which ended up with the NCC, and try and technically appraise these contributions to isolate what are the most important themes that Zambians want to see in the Constitution.
Okay, sorry to cut you short.
Yes.
Because of time, basically. I would like you to say, I mean, in terms of the very outcome, the last signature, where this constitution becomes law, are you confident that all these resolutions, all these collections of views will, at the end of the day, be reflected in the final constitution, or the constitution might be manipulated?
I am confident that the bulk of the Zambian contributions will be reflected, because as chair, I saw the strength of the popular will against even members of parliament, ministers, ordinary Zambians represented by NGOs were able to stand up against these people, those who wanted to manipulate. And I believe that if we solve the Barotse issue, that's why I said I'm reasonably confident, but I'm not perfectly confident. If we resolve the Barotse issue, I think the bulk of what Zambians wanted will be reflected in this.
In terms of adopting the constitution, after this conference, what is the next step forward?
I see that there are questions about the mode of adoption. There could be 2 possibilities.
Yes.
Regarding the current constitution stipulates very clearly that you have to go to the referendum if you touch anything to do with the mode of amendment of the constitution and also the fundamental rights of Zambia. And we are doing that. That means that as a large segment will have to go to the referendum. And there are clauses that need not go to the referendum. Those could be implemented through the enactment of laws in Parliament. Now, that means that it may be a little bit tricky to have a partial implementation of the Constitution. So my own supposition is that this will be finalized maybe by the end of the term of this government. It takes a while to have a referendum, to put the machinery together, to mobilize resources, and to also campaign for the position in the referendum. So I'm suspicious that we can't do it within a year or so. I think it will take a little while.
Going away from this discussion about yourself, I've heard some ministers, some MPs say when you were as MMD, Member of Parliament, you were one of the most competent debater and bring views to the table. I heard one of the MPs say that, that's the man. I mean, obviously you are still young in terms of becoming a president. Don't you have those ambitions?
I have no ambitions, political ambitions anymore in terms of national leadership. But I have ambitions with respect to providing leadership at the local level, in terms of traditional leadership. I have done my part. I've worked on the global scene, worked on the Constitution of the African Union. I was the chairperson of the Committee of Ministers that worked on those articles. I have been ministers in the governments, both in Manawasa as well as in the Chiluba's government, as Minister of Foreign Affairs in Manawasa's administration. I've served as the National Secretary of the party. I have now realized that the small people who have very basic needs need leadership, not just the ones that have grown in the villages, and they also need those who have had PhDs, who have gone very far, to bring those ideas and their experiences elsewhere back home. So I'm resident in the village. I provide counsel to my people. I'm a traditional leader. I'm called Natendewalu Shiva.
All right. And what does that mean?
I'm actually a kind of ombudsman in our tribe, both for Builes in Zambia as well as Builes in the Congo. I arbitrate when there's conflict between chiefs, so conflict between a chief and a subject. When there's excessive use of power by a chief of a subject, I'm the one who speaks for the subject. So it is a very challenging experience.
But that's very humbling. Obviously you have the share of the good side of the world,
including the challenging side of the world.
Also the bad side of the world. And now you have just resolved to be with the people.
Yes, my home is in the village. Yeah. I superintend over a number of villages, and I'm part of the Buile Royal Establishment, and we have evolved what we're calling the Buile Development Plan.
Yes.
I'm a chairman of the Buile Development Trust, which is an investment trust.
Yes.
And we're trying to see if we can partner with government, partner with private sector,
investors overseas,
to attract investments in our area. And the same ideas that I had at the national level can be implemented. We have established medical schemes at local level to help improve our health of our people. And we're looking at new ideas, innovations in farming.
Fantastic. In fact, in the United Kingdom or Western countries, the village is the most wealthy, best part of the place that people want to go to live. If you live in the villages, then you have got more money.
Well, I don't know about that, but it appears that opportunities for development, for self-actualization at a local level, working with the people, is quite high. Those opportunities are good, and if you have a good mind, you can work with our people and improve the income levels of people, including your own income as well. I introduced rice farming in our area. Now, almost everybody produces rice. They market the rice. And I've now moved out from rice farming. I put up a rice polishing plant, a milling plant, and a maize milling plant. I'm now concentrating on that so that I buy the rice from our people, I polish it for them, and then we sell to the bigger market.
In fact, what it shows me is that it's like somebody, a Zambian in the diaspora, he moves from those countries, technology, with a new mind, and goes and come back home. So what is your advice to the Zambians out there?
Zambians abroad have a great opportunity to. We live in a cyber technology world. We have ideas that you can transmit.
Yes.
You may not physically have to come here and leave your jobs, but you can establish networks of social networks here and share the ideas that you have with local people here in Zambia. Where you can have the investments, you can attract investments. You know where to go. If you have lived in Europe, you know those who are willing to invest in developing countries. And you can be a lobbyist. If you live in Washington, it's called the K Corridor. You can be there lobbying senators to support investments in Zambia.
No, Chief, the headman, what's the name again? Headman?
I'm called Natendo Walushiba.
Natendo Walushiba, thank you very much for this nice interview.
Thank you.